selected and we're working through. We have the exact same issues with the detention facility because the documentation just doesn't exist, and we have to recreate all that. So we're getting like laser scans done. But it's the purchase prices. We have like funding. Right now, we don't have a whole lot of funds to do with all the properties that we have that come through vacancy. We just don't have the funds to do like a survey and map out, do blueprints. They moved out in late February. All right, take it back. March. Well, it's the historic building itself. It's eligible for like historic tax credits, and a lot of that will help pay for the renovation of the facility. And honestly, a lot of the metals, because there's so much metal in it, you can mine those. And that's cool too. So like that should pay for the renovation, the interior. It's going to be interesting. We're working through that right now. So.
Huge project.
Yeah. It's like already got it for you.
Yeah, and
you see
yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So I used to be a neighborhood advocate too, so I'll try to pull my information that I would give out. PNS actually has a lot of really good like user information on submitting permits and all that. We need to make sure it's all complete because that can cause delays. I'll try to send that information to you. Gotcha. Yeah. What do you have if everything goes?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the July 20th, 2022 Metropolitan Development Commission meeting. Would everybody rise, please, and help me recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Two special announcements as we start to move forward. First of all, the Indiana Historical Society has identified Commission member Alpha Blackburn as a living legend, and they will celebrate her this next Thursday night. And I would like everybody to congratulate her. That's really cool. Secondly, 10-year veteran. Hardworking. Lena Hackett is going to be working full-time to expand her community solutions operation, which is going to include a tremendous amount of travel, and she has decided on a bittersweet note that she is going to resign, and this will be her last commission meeting. Lena, you've been great. You've kept me in check, and you always have a very strong lookout for the city of Indianapolis. We thank you for your 10-year service, and we wish you the best. And I can't imagine Community Solutions not just expanding and continuing to go great. So good luck to you. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Members of the commission, you have before you and received last Thursday the minutes from the July 6, 2022 meeting. Commissioner Robinson, you were not here, so you'll recuse yourself from the minutes. Are there any additions or deletions to those minutes? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Bruns.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Moving forward, Madam Secretary, can you read into the minutes the two resolutions that are before us today?
Yes, thank you, President Dillon. Resolution number 2022-R025 authorizes DMD to transfer the property at 3949 Meadows Drive for a business expansion in conjunction with an agreement between DMD and the business owner. Resolution number 2022-BB002 authorizes the expenditure of unobligated funds on deposit in the respective allocation funds in the total estimated amount of $39,067.42, but not to exceed $40,000, to reimburse the bond bank for prior expenditures incurred by the bond bank, acting for and on behalf of the city, for certain costs and expenses described in Exhibit A, collectively the prior projects, that are related to local public improvements which are physically located in or physically connected to the respective allocation areas pursuant to Section 26B3G of the Redevelopment Act. This ends the reading of the resolutions.
Thank you, Nancy. Before us, members of the commission, we have two resolutions that do not stand for public hearing, 2022-R025, 2022-BB002. I'd like to take them together. Commissioner Hackett, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Schumacher, can I have a second?
Second.
Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon is an aye. Both resolutions pass 8-0. Moving forward, are there any withdrawals, continuances, special requests that need to come forward today? Yes, sir. Introduce yourself, name and address, please.
Yes, hello, my name is Luke Burrow, address at 748 Shelby Street, Indianapolis, Indiana. Here on behalf of LP2 LLC in regards to 2022 Companion 818 at 1105 and 1107 English Avenue. At the hearing examiner's meeting earlier in June, the rezone portion of our companion petition was recommended for approval, but the variance as a development standard were recommended for denial. I missed the appeal window, and I was asking for a waiver of rules and procedures to allow myself to appeal that decision and have a public hearing in regards to the variance portion of the companion at a later date.
Staff, do you have comments? Keith?
Yes, this petition was a companion petition, a rezoning, and a variance. The rezoning was approved by the hearing examiner and is on today's no appeals docket. The variance portion was denied by the hearing examiner. Rules are you have 5 business days to appeal. The hearing examiner did announce the rules at the beginning of the hearing, and Ms. Whitaker sent a message to Mr. Burrows reminding him of the deadline for that. Staff doesn't believe that it's fair to all the people that bring business before the commission for you to be asked to waive your rules on appeals. In this case, Mr. Burrows heard on 2 occasions when the appeals period was over. Staff generally does not recommend approval of these unless there is some extenuating circumstance, and we don't believe that there is one in this instance.
Thank you. Commissioner, members of the commission, any questions for staff? Luke, we don't ever waive these rules, especially on timing. I'm assuming you want the zoning matter voted on today to get through. Is that correct?
That would be correct, yes.
And you're asking us to amend the rules for you on the variance, is that correct?
That's what I'm asking for, yes.
And we'll have to take a vote on that since you've asked for it. But as Keith said, you're more than welcome to come back and formally file it, whatever happens on this vote, properly on timing. So moving forward, as we do as our tradition, I will make a motion, since the special request is to approve waiver of the rules on variance on 2022, what's the variance site?
It would be CVR 818.
CVR 818. I'll take a second from Commissioner Bruns.
Bruns, second.
I'll call the roll. Dillon, no. Westrick,
No.
Selm,
Selm, no.
Schumacher,
No.
Robinson,
No.
Hackett,
Yes.
Garver's not here, excuse me. Bruns,
Bruns, no.
Blackburn.
Blackburn, no.
Luke, you've been defeated 7-1. Please refile the variance in appropriate timing, and I'm sure staff will move to it rather quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Any other continuances, withdrawals? Yes, ma'am. Please introduce yourself and your address.
Good afternoon. My name is Caitlin Levesque. I am an attorney at Dinsmore and Scholl with offices at 1 Indiana Square, Suite 1800 in downtown Indianapolis.
What was your first name again?
Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Our firm represents the petitioner BRHQ Real Estate LLC in petition number 2022 CZN 821, 2022 CVR 821, 2022 CVC 821, and 2022 CPL 821 for property located at 6548, 6552, 6556 Cornell Avenue, and 6535 Ferguson Street. It is on today's agenda under petitions for public hearing. Lead counsel for petitioner, Misha Rabinowicz, is out of town this week and is unavailable. He previously notified the planning staff, the only known remonstrator, and the BRVA of this request, and no objections have been expressed. Therefore, we would request that this petition be continued to the August 3rd, 2022 hearing date. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. Staff, comments?
Thank you, President Dillon. Members of the Commission, staff would have no objection to the continuance of those 4 companion petitions to the August 3rd hearing.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who wants to comment on this? Caitlin, I'm pretty certain I've been by this property. This is Broad Ripple, correct?
Yes, it is.
And it's right along the Monon Trail? Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure I had it right. We have before us a request to continue CZN 821, CVR 821, CVC 821, CPL 821 to the August 3rd meeting. Commissioner Blackburn, can I get a motion to approve?
I move approval.
Thank you. Can I get a second, Commissioner Bruns?
Bruns, second.
Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick. Dillon is an aye. It's been continued to the August 3rd meeting. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any additional requests, special requests, withdrawals? Yes, sir. Introduce yourself, name and address.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the Commission. For the record, Tim Oakes, attorney at Ice Mill, with offices at 1 American Square, Suite 2900, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46282-0200. Here this afternoon on behalf of the petitioner in 1212 Castellana Drive. That's 2022 ZON 037. That is on the no appeals docket. I'm in a bit of an awkward situation. Despite this petition having originally been filed at the beginning of March, the original hearing before the hearing examiner scheduled in April, several continuances that allowed us to meet with a whole host of neighbors and neighborhood groups that led to a set of commitments that numbered 16 in total, where we arrived at finally a hearing examiner public hearing at the last examiner hearing in June, it was expedited. We had no opposition. On the final day before the appeal period occurred, which was June 29th, an appeal was filed by Greg Taylor representing Vanessa Summers. We've had conversations with Greg. I know he wants to continue this to August 3rd, 2022. We have no objection to that continuance. From the inception of this project, which has had a lot of public notoriety, we have expressed our desire to meet with anyone that was interested, and we did. And that's why by the time we actually had our first and only hearing on this matter, it was expedited. Greg purports to represent several churches that are opposed to this. We have no objection continuing this in order to meet with those folks. It would also allow us to clean up a little item involving a commitment. And I want to say that on the record because that's what I communicated to Greg. Now, if this commission should decide to move forward and keep this on today's no appeal docket, I want to also be on the record as saying that we remain committed to meeting with Greg and whomever his clients are. We will listen and we will respond regardless of the decision of this commission. I just want that to be on the record as well. But I do ask for a vote on that continuance. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Counselor, reintroduce your client one more time.
My client is actually M Development is the entity behind the purchaser of the property. It's a lot of people call it the Crystal DeHaan.
No, sir. The name of the public company. That's
M Development Company,
which is owned by.
It is M Development Company, and
but they're known by
RH, our restoration.
There we go. RH.
Yeah, that is their partner.
Thank you, Counselor. This is actually fairly easy, Counselor. Under a point of order, and we've already sent this message to the Senator, so he knows this is happening today. I have the authority as president under point of order. He was late in getting the thing filed, and so we're going to be very consistent as we have been in the past and not recognize it as a part of the party or a body of this issue. So thank you.
I understand, and our commitment to try to meet with them as long as they're willing to stands.
Thank you very much. I would also say for the record, Counselor, if you might for a moment, I have done quite a bit of due diligence on your client, RH Restoration. Their operations in Los Angeles, Chicago, are extremely professionally done. And the city of Indianapolis is looking forward to them coming here and, frankly, very excited about it. They have a great reputation, and I am sure with that great reputation, you'll work with anybody who wants to discuss the matter further, whether you need to apologize for not outreaching to the churches, and or we'll make sure that the stoplight gets set up accordingly to help University High School. So I have full faith in you, Counselor, and please relay that to your client that we're looking forward to them being here in the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words. Thank you.
I don't see anybody else's comments on this. Are there any other withdrawals, special requests? Seeing none.
Mr. President, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir.
You have to have a motion and either deny or approve Mr. Oaks's request.
Well, actually, it's not his. It's the point of order that was made by Councilor Taylor. So,
okay,
I'm trying to draw a straight line. The Councilor, Senator Taylor, made the request. He knew what the answer was going to be. So I don't know how.
That's okay. I just want to make sure that we're.
Well, I'm on the record saying it's from Senator Taylor.
I just make sure we're.
You know, we've already gotten back to him and explained to him what was going on. I'm assuming that's why he's not here today. Hold on one second, Mr. Pleasant. Councilors confirmed that we're in good standing on this, so I'm very comfortable with it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other continuances, withdrawals, special requests? Kathleen.
President Dillon, members of the commission, staff would draw your attention to two petitions under petitions of no appeals that should be continued to the August 3rd hearing so that commitments can be submitted and reviewed. The first one being 2022 ZON 030 with addresses on East 38th Street and 4002 North Carroll Road. This would require a motion and a vote to continue it to the August 3rd hearing.
Kathleen, I got caught behind here. One more time.
It's the very first one on the agenda, the
030.
030.
Thank you. And you're requesting that be moved to
The August 3rd hearing
and that's because
of commitments. That
thank
need
you
to be
very
set.
much. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to comment on this? Seeing none. Any questions from members of the commission? Seeing none, I'll accept a motion, Commissioner Blackburn, to move 2022 ZON 030 to August 3rd. Continuance.
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Hackett, can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon is an aye. It passes 8-0. Kathleen, we're moving that to August 3rd, correct?
Thank you very much. And then the next matter that should be continued to August 3rd is the companion petitions 2022 CZN 830 and CAP 830, located at 7320 East Hannah Avenue. And again, this is, additional time is required to have commitments submitted and reviewed.
The request is for 2022 CZN 830 and CAP 830 be continued to August 3rd due to commitments not being accomplished. Does anyone else in the audience have a comment? Any questions from members of the commission? Commissioner Selm, I'll take a motion to move 830 CZN CAP to August 3rd.
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Westrick, can I get a second?
Second.
Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, aye.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon is an aye. Kathleen, it's moved to August 3rd.
Thank you, and I'm finished.
You are?
I am.
All right. Are there any other continuances, special requests, withdrawals? Seeing none. Petitions recommended for petitions of no appeals recommended. Nancy, can you read those into the minutes?
Yes, thank you, President Dillon. Petitions of no appeals. Petitions recommended for approval are 2022 ZON 031 at 373 North Holmes Avenue, Wayne Township, Council District 11. 2022 ZON 055 at 4501 North Dearborn Street, Washington Township, Council District 9. 2022 ZON 067 3100 North Meridian Street, Center Township, Council District 9. 2022 ZON 068 at 1435 South Mickley Avenue, Wayne Township, Council District 22. 2022 ZON 070 3108 East Michigan Street, Center Township, Council District 12. 2022 ZON 072 5041 East 16th Street, Center Township, Council District 12. 2022 ZON 073 3415 North Sherman Drive, Center Township, Council District 9. Two petitions, 2021 CZN 858 and 2021 CAP 858, both at 5380 and 5390 Rockville Road, Wayne Township, Council District 15. 2022 CZN 818, 1105 and 1107 English Avenue, Center Township, Council District 17. 2022 CZN 826, 4701 Todd Road, Perry Township, Council District 24. 2022 CZN 829, 921 Virginia Avenue, Center Township, Council District 16. This ends the reading of those petitions remaining on the no appeals docket recommended for approval by the hearing examiner.
Madam Secretary, did you have 2022 ZON 037 on your list? I didn't hear it.
I guess we did not continue that. Okay. 2022 ZON 037 1212 Castania Drive, Washington Township, Council District 7. Thank you, President Dillon.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Before us, we have 13 petitions of no appeals. What I would like to do is pull out, because I don't want any confusion on this, 2022 ZON 037. And just to make sure there's no confusion on it, I would like to make a motion we approve that individually so the record's clear. Commissioner Robinson, can I get a second?
Second.
Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon, aye. 2022 ZON 037 passes 8-0. We will now take the other 12 petitions of no appeal as a whole. Can I get a recommendation from Commissioner Hackett to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Westrick, can I get a second?
Second.
I'll call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Schumacher, yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon is an aye. The remaining 12 no appeals pass 8-0. Moving forward, Nancy, it looks like we have one public hearing.
Yes, President Dillon. We have a set of companion petitions transferred by the hearing examiner for initial hearing. Petitions 2022 CAP 831 and 2022 CVR 831 at 1616 East 25th Street, approximate address, Center Township, Council District 17. Requested by Indy Parks and Recreation, Zone PK1. Request is for Park District 1 approval to provide a 45,000 square foot recreation center with associated accessory uses, including parking, playgrounds, shelters, sidewalks, and signage. Also requesting a variance of development standards of the Consolidated Zoning and Subdivision Ordinance to provide for sidewalks only adjacent to the proposed structure along 25th Street and Ralston Avenue. Additional sidewalks required along perimeter of park site based on proposed size of building. Will all those planning to testify on these petitions, please come forward, stand and raise your right hand, and all those that may be speaking in opposition, if there are any, also please stand and raise your right hand to be identified. Thank you. Okay, so we have two remonstrators, is that correct? Speaking in opposition? We're in favor. You're in favor, all in favor? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Say, I do. I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. How we doing?
We're doing fine. This is
Great. Let me walk through the rules of engagement for the petitioners, if I may. Now, you as the petitioner have 15 minutes. If there is a remonstrator, they have 15 minutes. I will then go to staff. If you have a rebuttal, we'll come back to you for 5 minutes, and then we'll finish with the rebuttal with the remonstrators for 5 minutes. Please introduce yourself, name, address, and you're on the shot clock. Go.
Phyllis Boyd, Director of Indy Parks. Home address? What did you say, address?
I'm sorry?
City County Building.
City
Parks
County, that's
Department.
fine. Welcome, Director.
Thank you.
Don Colvin, Deputy Director, Indianapolis Parks Department, City County Building.
Welcome. Madam Director, you ready?
Well, I'm gonna turn the floor over to Don, and I'll add some comments right after him.
Thank you, Madam Director.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'll be brief in this. This is once in a lifetime opportunity for the Douglas community. This is for Frederick Douglass Family Community Center. And it's been a very long journey, probably most of my career here with the Indianapolis Department of Parks and Recreation, almost 30 years. We finally have went through multiple community planning processes. I believe we've listened well and responded to the community's input and tried to address all of their creative ideas to be able to service this community for generations to come. We were fortunate enough to receive Circle City Forward funds, the bond dollars, in order to make this investment. Meticulous Design was the design firm that managed this through the public process. It's a 100% minority business-owned company, design firm. And then we just awarded the contract at our Parks Board, over $20,990,000 to begin the construction process to this. There were some requests from the community, which the director has signed a letter of commitment, and she can speak to that. But it was basically for some sidewalks and some other, working with XBE firms, small firms, as part of the construction process. The variance for the sidewalk is, there already is an existing sidewalk along 25th Street from Dr. A.J. Brown to the center, and then we committed to extend the sidewalk up Ralston to 27th Street. Everything beyond that is the Frederick Douglass Golf Course, and on the residential side up to 30th Street is already residential sidewalks. I believe that's all I have, unless there's particular questions.
Then with regard to the commitments that Indy Parks, the city's made, we'll be executing an MOU between Parks and the contractor and the Martin Brightwood Community Development Corporation for an XBE engagement initiative to support more XBE engagement in the construction process. We did not, were able to meet the XBE goals for the city for this project, but they were cleared by the Office of OMWBD. But we'd still like to continue that effort to get more folks engaged in the project and also get more folks in the process of getting certified with OMWBD. We're also going to be supporting that effort. We're making a commitment of $20,000 to support that effort in terms of in-kind and cash funding. And then we will be building, the community wanted a fence around the playground, the future playground. So we'll be looking into also how to design that into the project and supporting security efforts for the folks that have concerns about security at the park. So those are the commitments that we've made.
Questions for Director Boyd from members of the commission? Seeing none. Are there any remonstrators here today? Seeing none. Staff? Keith?
Yes, thank you. Staff is in support of both requests, the approval request and the variance request. And just so that we have it on the record and that everyone knows that this is for a new recreation center, a parking lot, a playground, a picnic shelter, shade structures, sidewalks, paths, landscaping, rain garden, underground stormwater facilities and park signage. So this is a very well-designed and thought-out complete package that's before you today. Staff had asked that an additional piece of sidewalk be added to the plan to take the sidewalk up to 27th Street. We felt that that made a logical connection both to the parking lot and to 27th Street. And the Parks Department has agreed to do that, and that is written in the staff report and will be approved during the administrative approval part of the process. And so with that, we wholeheartedly recommend approval of these two petitions.
Questions for staff? Lena?
I just have one, and it might be for Parks. What's the projected date when this whole thing's going to be complete?
Per the construction contract, we're targeting September of 2023. Hopefully, there will be no supply chain delays or anything, but that's what's agreed upon in the current contract.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Other questions for staff? Director Boyd, I don't know if you want to rebuttal, but if you want to make closing comments, please do.
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much. I see no one else who wants to comment. We have before us, I'm sorry? Oh, the director of the bond bank's here. I didn't see you,
Good
Sarah.
afternoon, Mr. President, members of the commission. My name is Sarah Reardon, and I am the director of the Indianapolis Local Public Bond Bank. We secured, I believe, unanimous approval from the City County Council for a $110 million bond issuance to pay for a number of capital projects as part of the city's Circle City Forward initiative, and this was one of them. And I'm happy to say that this is the project that has moved along the most quickly, and Parks has really done an outstanding job of working through the design process with Don Colvin's professional expertise, and we're very, very excited about breaking ground for this project, and this is something that everybody at the city has been looking forward to for a very long time. So I just wanted to recognize them for their effort and then also tell you I'm paying for it and we've got the money. Thank you.
Any questions for the executive director of the bond bank? Hang on, Sarah.
I don't have a question. I just want to concur that Frederick Douglass Park has been a project that I know Don has held near and dear to his heart. We've done a lot of work over at Kennedy King together, and Frederick Douglass is, it has been a jewel in that community, even when it hasn't physically been able to serve the community as well. So it is, I'm very proud that I'm still on the commission and able to vote for this.
Commissioner Hackett, I couldn't agree with you more. Well said.
I want to comment.
Alpha.
Yes, I want to comment to the director that we so often critique the work of professionals in the field of architecture. And it gives me such pleasure to see when work is brought before this commission with a level of sensitivity and professionalism that we often find less than pleasing. I'm familiar with meticulous work, and I applaud you for selecting such an inclusive firm. I want also please to ask, where'd you get the 20 grand to help this project get off the ground quickly?
Do you mean the Circle City Forward funding?
You mentioned having had 20 grand to put in to contribute to the project.
Yes.
Can you explain the source?
That's part of our general fund, so we have a budget for Character 3 expenses and services, and so we'll be basically contracting essentially with Martindale Brightwood CDC to support the initiative to engage XBEs in this.
Great.
And there'll be some in-kind as well through various partners like Employ Indy and the Indiana Construction Roundtable.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Introduce yourself, please, and address.
My name is Jacqueline McMillan Gunn. My address is 2302 Ralston Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46218.
Welcome, Jacqueline.
Thank you. And I am a resident of Martindale Brightwood, and I too celebrate Douglass Park being replaced. It is a huge thing in our community, and that is why I am here today, to make sure that Phyllis knows that I'm in support of, and so is the community.
We very much appreciate you being here, and we very much appreciate you telling us your position. Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Boyd, you're good on your people?
Good. I think there was one more person. Did you want to speak, sir?
President Dillon? Oh, one more. I'll talk after he does.
Yes, sir. Sir, please introduce yourself and your address.
Vernon Compton, 2270 North Parker Avenue. I'm president of Brightwood Concerned Citizen. I live in the town of Brightwood, and we solely respect and we approve all the changes that they made and the work that they have done with the community, and we appreciate all of them, and we support this project.
Thank you for being here. I will note for the record that in front of this commission, in my tenure, I think also in Lena's tenure, Brightwood's undefeated. So you guys win every time you come forward. Thank you for being here.
I'm sorry I'm getting that reputation.
So thank you for being here.
All right, thank you for having us.
Thank you, sir.
Director Boyd?
Yes, sir.
You're good?
We're good.
You realize having Executive Director Reardon as your advocate's big with this commission, so she gets it done for us. All right, in front of us we have...
John?
I'm sorry, Bruce, go ahead.
Quick question for Sarah Reardon, please.
Yes, sir.
Sarah, what is the revenue source to pay back the bonds?
We are actually using what is referred to as a lease financing, which will be secured by an unlimited pledge of local income tax. So it's a financing structure very similar to the way that we paid for the Community Justice Campus. So the building will be owned by the building authority. Parks will be a tenant of the building, and the rent that Parks pays to the building authority, just as the rent that they pay for their space in this building and for other facilities, will be equal to the amount of debt service that's required for this particular project. Sure.
Final questions from members of the commission? Everybody's good? We have before us 2022 CAP 831, 2022 CVR 831. Commissioner Schumacher, can I have a motion to approve?
Happily.
Commissioner Hackett, can I get a second?
Absolutely.
Let me call the roll. Blackburn.
Blackburn, yes.
Bruns.
Bruns, yes.
Hackett.
Hackett, yes.
Robinson.
Robinson, yes.
Schumacher.
Yes.
Selm.
Selm, aye.
Westrick.
Westrick, yes.
Dillon is aye. It passes 8-0. Congratulations, Director Boyd. Do a good job for us.
Thank you very much.
All righty. That concludes our hearings. Commissioner Hackett, can you make the final motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn the MDC meeting.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on a great 10-year run. We are now concluded. Have a nice day. Members of the commission, see you soon.